The first part, the business model. So what does Bhansali Engineering Polymer actually do? As the name suggests, they make polymers. What are polymers? Polymers are basically the input material for any kind of plastic manufacturing. In this case, look at the dashboard of your car, look at the television you have, look at the air conditioner you have. The plastic you see there is made using the polymers made by these companies. How are these polymers made? These are essentially, they come from the crude oil refining process, and companies like Reliance and BPCL, HPCL, etc. make the basic ingredient, raw material, which essentially are called ABS resins, AES resins, and SAN resins, mixed in different quantities and along with some different elements, you will get the final plastic product. Bhansali Engineering Polymers Limited also has its customer base scattered across these industries, whether it is automobile, which happens to be the largest segment, home appliances, electronics, and kitchenware. Now, all these industries, whether it is automobile, home appliances, healthcare, kitchenware, these are all evergreen industries. The sale of automobile may go a little up, go a little down, but it will continue. You might move from a petrol engine car to an electric car, but you will still have a car. So I don't see automobile industry going down or the demand for Bhansali Engineering's products going down at any point of time. So it's a stable market, it's a mature market which it serves, and it will grow at the pace at which a mature market grows, which is, very steadily and slowly. So again, a few more key points in its business model. It has to spend a lot of money in research and development, developing new compounds, new polymers, which are both light in weight and stronger than the polymers before it. It has a technological JV with Nippon Corporation of Japan, wherein Nippon supplies it with new polymers, new research, and it executes it. The company has two manufacturing plants, one located at Abu Road, Rajasthan, and the other located at Satnur, Madhya Pradesh, with a total current capacity of 75,000 metric tons per annum of polymer manufacturing. Its capacity utilization for the past few years has been close to 100%. In 2021, the company got environment approval for expanding the capacity from 75,000 metric tons to 200,000 metric tons, essentially 150% expansion. The capex expected is 500 crores for it, and the expansion is ongoing at the process. The company expects that the expanded facility will come online by March 2026. No, that's broadly the business as such. Is this a product with very, very special know-how? No, not really. Automobiles have been there forever. Yes, plastics may improve, but the basic, know-how or the IP, intellectual property behind it, is a very old intellectual property. It's nothing new. You might make incremental improvements, but you will not have a earth-changing or world-changing innovation in this space. So with that out of the model, that it's a very commoditized business with limited scope for technological improvements and advances, let's get into the financials of the company. As of 4th July 2024, the market cap of the company is 3,500 crores. So it remains a small cap company of sorts. The 2024 sales were 1,200 crores, which again have been steady over the past 5 years. The company has not really grown its sales at all. The sales growth has been anemic at best. Profitability wise, the operating profit margin remains at 17% for the year, the ROE at 18 and ROC at 24. All numbers which are just all right. If you look at the PE number, the stock is trading at a price to equity number of 20 times as compared to an industry PE of 19.2 times. But when we look at an operating margin of 17% with a ROC of 18% and no growth, I am not really sure a PE of 20 is justified. What's more important here is how it's performing compared to the industry. I found a direct competition to the company in a company called Styrenix Performance Materials Limited. It was earlier owned by a company called Ineos, which is an MNC, which is the giant in this space, polymer space, across the world. It has more than presence across 30 plus countries with more than 45-50 manufacturing locations. That was the original owner of the company. But couple of years back, an Indian company, Shiva Performance Materials, acquired the Indian business from Ineos, and Ineos exited the Indian market. So, Styrenix Performance Material essentially competes in exactly the same space as Bhansali Engineering Polymers Limited. Let's do a quick comparison between the two. Sales wise, in 2019, Bhansali Engineering Polymers was at a sale of 1200 crores, which still remains at 1222 crores in 2024. So that's almost 7 years, 6-7 years of no growth. Styrenix Performance Material, during the time 2019, the sale was 2091 crore, which in 2024 is 2222 crore. Hardly a 10% sale growth over a 7-year period. That's literally no growth at all. Material cost remains elevated for both of them. 2019, the base year, they were both at a material cost of 83%, which over a period of time Styrenix reduced to 75% and Bhansali Engineering Polymers reduced further to 68%. Might be due to sudden product mix changes, might be due to better efficient utilization, but I would assume that it is due to better utilization and better efficiencies by Bhansali Engineering Polymers. Bhansali Engineering Polymers has better operating profit margins than Styrenix forever. In 2019, Styrenix was at a 0% operating profit margin when Bhansali was at 6%. They've improved the same over a period of time, with 21 and 22 being the best years in their company history, where operating profit margin suddenly shot up. Probably the reason for that was the favorable commodity price cycle post COVID. But again, that was a flash in the pan moment kinds. Those 2 years of high margins have reverted back to the mean of lower in profits, lower margins. Now let's look at the key ratios of both Bhansali and Styrenix as well as the industry. The ROEs, return on equity, for Bhansali Engineering Polymers as of 4th of July 2024 is 18.4%. Styrenix is better at 24%. ROC, Bhansali is at 24%. Styrenix is better at 31%. Inventory turnover is the similar, 5.7 and 5.4 times. Essentially means you have about 2.5 months of inventory at any point of time. Price to book value is 3.8 times for Bhansali. Styrenix, it is 5.6. Industry, it is at 3 times. Again, slight premium, yes. Justified or not, I don't know. PE of the price equity ratio, Bhansali Polymers is at 19.6 times. Styrenix is at 23.4 times. Industry is at roughly 19. Again, average to middling PEs. Nothing out of ordinary, nothing crazy like. So the way I see this is commodity product, very little control over the selling price or the buying price, and no growth over the last 5-6 years. Assuming that the facility comes online in FY26 and assuming another year for it to completely become operational to the best of its capacities. So that tells me that Bhansali Engineering Polymers will roughly double its turnover by 2027. That's roughly 3 years. And that gives me a roughly 25-26% annualized growth rate in sales. If everything else remains the same, the margins remain the same, the selling price remains the same, and assuming that Bhansali Engineering Products is able to achieve that doubling of turnover, then the stock price, I assume, will also double from here if the PE remains the same at 20 times. Will the PE remain the same is the question. In a commodity business, I have my doubts. For any kind of further growth, it needs to do further capex. So even if there are profits, the cash flows are being deployed in the business again and is not available for you, the shareholder. I don't see any compelling reason for me to invest in this company. Capacity currently is utilized fully. Margins will be average at best. If it earns a 10% PAT kind of a margin, I'll be happy. Again, it has no control on either the selling price or the buying price. It will be exposed to supply chain disruptions given the fact that 85% of the input material is imported. It has competition from any other manufacturer across the world. I honestly don't see a compelling reason to invest. A 25% annualized sales growth expected for 3 years, which will again flatline post that, I'm not sure. The larger question here is the management's vision and how they execute it. In case of Bhansali Engineering Polymers, I'm not sure why the management has not thought about expanding since 2019. If I was in their place, as soon as the capacity utilization reaches anywhere between 70 and 80% levels, I will think about the next level of growth. It's already 6 7 years that they have not grown, they have not expanded, and by the time in 2026 they expand, it will be close to 9 years of no expansion in capacities. I'm not sure whether the management vision is there or not. With that, I guess I don't want to invest in a company which can give me potentially a 20 25% growth in sales over the next 3 years with again no further vision specified by the manager. And yeah, that's about it. Until next video, have a great evening, great day ahead, and very, very happy investing to you, all of you.